irrelevant. It's all irrelevant. It's all about the judgments that the individual is carrying. And if the individual can't stop banishing aspects of themselves, then they cannot begin to hear the harmony of all that is within. And so if they can't find all that is within them, then they cannot recognize all sources. Source truly is. And so they are in a constant state of refracting and deconstructing the world around them in judgment. That is why all the great men, all the great masters who've walked this tier have all said, love thy neighbor as you love thyself. That's the solution. Everything else is the details. Because if you're able to find all the splinters of all source energy within yourself, resonating within, then you will begin to master the true essence of all source energy. And when you truly understand the true essence of all source energy and how all the struggle and all the pain and suffering are still a benevolent construct in order to help prod the individual closer and closer and closer to unconditional intimacy, because it's all love story of return and embrace. See, in the next side, if you want to go into the highest dimension of intimacy that's available, go ahead and go there. There's no problem. The only thing holding an individual back is their own shame. Because shame and intimacy don't really go together. You can't be ashamed and intimate at the same time. You can't be afraid and embracing at the same time. They're opposite energies. And so it's about true love and intimacy. And if an individual has shame, then they can't move forward because they don't feel worthy. They don't feel as an equal. If they don't feel worthy and as an equal, then they feel ashamed. I'm getting this for nothing, or I'm stuck in a not true love construct. I'm stuck in parsimony. I need to give something and get something. Look what I did for you, oh God. I prayed each day. Don't you need my prayers? I never said your last name was damn it. I am such a good person. I mean, what is exactly that, God needs? It's futile. God doesn't need any of it. Doesn't need any of it. He chose. Doesn't need. He didn't create this construct and split himself like he did because he needed to. He chose to. He chose to do it and wish to do it through love and affection. It's an expression of true intimacy because he recognized the potential of passion in the reunion and actualized perceptions of aspects of all source that they would be able to embrace and love at an even higher frequency when they achieved true love in actuality, and that they can benefit and ride that train, that frequency of true love in the most intimate conditions for all eternity, because there are no blockages of shame or worthiness, because they've graduated to understanding the missing link, which is unconditional love. I underline unconditional, for that is true love. That is true healing. They're all source energy, and if you enter into the highest resonance of all source, you don't need to walk up the ladder. You just take the escalator and it takes you up for you, because you bypassed all the lessons from shame. And what is this tree of knowledge, the polarity construct? Is it not that an individual gets a particular fetish, they go, okay, I'm really an action person, and everything that's not action-oriented doesn't really exist in my sphere. And they do this, and they judge, and they castigate, and then the world shifts from underneath their feet, and they get humbled. And then they expand slightly. I am now very scientific-minded, or whatever it is that they go to an office and they begin to expand. And so then they progress in that, and then something else happens that humbles them, and then they begin to crack open their perception a bit further to allow a bit more of all sorts into them, and have less baseless hatred, and have less prejudices. I don't have a problem with this group of people. I only have a problem with the ones from the south. The ones from the north are okay. And so the prejudices get smaller and smaller, and the person begins to become a little bit less of a Neanderthal. But the truth is that, from the perspective of behind the veil, this is very frustrating for them, because can't you, why do you have to remember everything? Don't you feel it? Don't you feel that you're all one? Don't you feel it? Your memory is not there, but your heart essence, the broadcast, is still there. You know you're all one. Why do you have to be so primitive for? And so much tribalism. It doesn't make any sense. What is it with you people? I mean, it doesn't even make any sense. I mean, even if you have, some sort of criticism, but don't you understand that whatever you latch out, whatever you broadcast out, it just permeates? Hate breeds hate. Destruction breeds destruction. It's only in unity that you create life anew. And so it's frustrating for many, in many dimensions, that look down at this space, but it's a school. And so the school is called the School of Hard Knocks, and it knocks a person down a block every once in a while till they get humble, so they can awaken and expand their perception to graduate higher and higher along the steps of Jacob's ladder, in order to graduate higher and higher to getting to that golden seat on top, which is unconditional love, where you realize that the entire ladder was superfluous and you could have been on unconditional love from step one.